Warmly welcome to Exploring Miracles. I am Teresa Schmidelev, reading from the lessons in A Course in Miracles, doing my best to explore them by reflecting on the text as I go. And we have come to lesson number 151. All things are echoes of the voice for God. I will not read all the 17 paragraphs, but I will read paragraph 1 and then do some reflection and then jump to paragraph 9. No one can judge on partial evidence. That's not judgment. Reflection on that. I think that the tone on what is coming and what is served for us in this lesson is here. No one can judge on partial evidence. I think everybody with some pondering will agree on that, because it is not judgment. We don't have the whole picture. So I think what is said here, that we are again reminded that we don't have the whole picture of what we are experiencing as in what we think is the world and what we think is us. What I think is me. I don't have the whole picture. So just forget about interpreting it as if you had the whole picture, because you don't. We are also in this lesson into some beautiful thought cleansing, and it will be shown soon. Okay, so I will continue with first paragraph. So, no one can judge on partial evidence. That is not judgment. It is merely an opinion based on ignorance and doubt. Its seeming certainty is but a cloak for the uncertainty it would conceal. It needs irrational defense because it is irrational, and its defense seems strong, convincing, and without a doubt, because of all the doubting underneath. All right, so we don't have the whole picture. We are in for an adventure we can't even imagine. At least I speak for myself, but I know it's there. Another way of seeing, that's the adventure or the miracle. All right, so I will jump to paragraph 3. How can you judge? Your judgment rests upon the witness that your senses offer you. Yet witness never falser was than this. It sounds, again, Shakespearean and poetic. Yet witness never falser was than this, or Yoda. And there is wisdom in Shakespeare, and Yoda speaks the truth. So, yet witness never falser was than this. But how else do you judge the world you see? You place pathetic faith in what your eyes and ears report. You think your fingers touch reality and close upon the truth. This is awareness that you understand and think more real than what is witnessed to by the eternal voice for God Himself. Okay, what does it actually say in this sharp way? We cannot judge because our judgment rests upon false interpretation through the body's eyes and ears and what we know, and the filter of everything, the thick, sometimes, filter of our story and what we may make up. We are in for clear voyance here, clear seeing. And I'm jumping to the, I think, very helpful paragraphs 9, 10, and 11. Because the paragraphs are long and they're complex, And I want to get to the core for my own sake and not complicate it too much without losing the core of this lesson that we need to go into this the deeper part of the workbook. All right. In the middle of paragraph 9. Let him, God, be the judge as well of everything that seemed to happen to you in this world. So we are giving it to the Lord. His lessons will enable you to bridge the gap between illusion and the truth. He will remove all faith that you have placed in pain, disaster, suffering, and loss. He gives you vision which can look beyond these grim appearances and can behold the gentle face of Christ in all of them. You will no longer doubt that only good can come to you who are beloved of God, for he will judge all happenings and teach the single lesson that they all contain. Before I go into paragraph 11, this lesson teaches us that we can, without any loss actually, just put aside our own job, work, kind of exhausting to try to comprehend this with the senses that we have and with the stories and what we think. We can actually be very safe to put that aside and give our tomorrow and everything to God. It does not mean that we leave everything and not doing what has to be done, because we do live in a practical and physical world. But our minds can rest in peace if we recognize this. I think I should point out, I should have mentioned that earlier, that a lesson like this is not about understanding, really. It's about just listening and opening the body's ear just to practice. This is a very practical one. And the echo that is that is central in this lesson is about what we give away to God. It is, for example, what we think, words, opinions, judgments, thoughts that upset us, everything. We can take that luggage. Just if something stressful comes up in your mind, in my mind during the day, we can give it to God, because He will echo it back to us, and that echo will be moderated, adjusted, so it will be cleansed. So it comes up in us, but we have the filter, the story, the clutter of the mind that is sticking to it. It is still something that came up in you. Give it to God. He will give it back to you in the right form. Even the most wretched thing, echo it to God. So this is a wonderful lesson about surrendering. And surrendering is a word in the spiritual community, and it's a religious word, and everybody has his or her experience with that word. I think that it is explained, although not mentioned, surrender, but this is a lesson about surrendering. The whole book, A Course in Miracles, is actually about that. When we surrender, we have forgiven. Anyway, paragraph 11. He, God, will select the elements in them, that is, everything that we give that comes up in us. he will select the elements in them which represent the truth. That is a cleansing. That's happening, the divine cleansing. And disregard those aspects which reflect but idle dreams. Everything that we have given them that is not serving or hurt us, and when it hurts us, it hurts others, taken away, cleansed. And he will reinterpret all you see and all occurrences, each circumstance and every happening that seems to touch on you in any way from his one frame of reference, wholly unified and sure. And you will see the love beyond the hate, the constancy in change, the pure in sin, and only heaven's blessing on the world. So we can leave everything to him. Never blame yourself for having the most horrifying reflection or thought that comes up. We are humans. We have them. Leave it to him. It will come back in its true form, and that will build you from inside out, and you will live in the new you and the new world. All right. Paragraph 12. Such is your resurrection. For your life is not a part of anything you see. It stands beyond the body and the world, past every witness for unholiness, within the holy, holy as itself. In everyone and everything, his voice would speak to you of nothing but yourself and your Creator, who is one with him. So will you see the holy face of Christ in everything, and hear in everything no sound except the echo. Here we go. The echo of God's voice. Reflection. When we do this, there is nothing to judge anymore. There's nothing to judge anymore. And that is forgiveness. That is the forgiveness that the Course in Miracles is teaching us. It's a forgiveness of a whole other kind that we might have been familiar to so far in our lives, but not as, of course, if we have come to lesson number 151, we are acquainted with what kind of forgiveness this is about. It's stepping into a whole new world, the world that is not made of the human mind. And now we come to the practice. We are closing, not really right now, but we are getting there. Paragraph 13. We practice wordlessly today, except at the beginning of the time we spend with God. We introduce these times with but a single slow repeating of the thought with which the day begins. And then we watch our thoughts, appealing silently to him who sees the elements of truth in them. I have this picture that the words from a human being comes to the divine, and the divine, this goes away. It's not real, but this is real. This is real. That came from this human. Okay, there you go. Save what real is. I think that's beautiful. And then we watch our thoughts appealing silently to him who sees the elements of truth in them. Let him evaluate each thought that comes to mind, remove the elements of dreams, and give them back again as clean ideas that do not contradict the will of God. There we go. Give him your thoughts, and he will give them back as miracles, which joyously proclaim the wholeness and the happiness God wills his Son as proof of his eternal love. And as each thought is thus transformed. It takes on healing. It takes on healing power from the mind which saw the truth in it and failed to be deceived by what was falsely added, our human clutter. All the threads of fantasy are gone, and what remains is unified into a perfect thought, big capital T here. It's unified into a perfect thought that offers it perfection everywhere. There we go. Healing the world. We become healed, clutter gone, give it to God, comes back, radiate. What we give, we also receive. That's the healing. That's the miracle. The world, the true world, not the illusion or the matrix or the dream, blah, blah, blah. The real deal is here, the divine one. So we can do it actually in an instant. It's ironic. I've been reading this for 40 years almost and still takes time. And I'm saying that it can be done in a wink. For some people, yes. But theoretically, it could. Anyway, here we go. Paragraph 15. Spend 15 minutes thus when you awake and gladly give another 15 more before you go to sleep. Your ministry begins as all your thoughts are purified. So are you taught to teach the Son of God the holy lesson of his sanctity. No one can fail to listen. When you hear the voice for God, give honor to God's Son. And everyone will share the thoughts with you which he has retranslated in your mind. I love retranslated. Please, God. Okay, so reflection. Something comes up, hurtful thoughts, or I blame myself. Teresa, how can you think that? How can you react like that? I'm sorry, I'm human. I'm a cocktail of reaction. Sometimes, even though I read A Course in Miracles and I meditate, but sometimes it just comes up. What do? I give it to God, and He will retranslate it. He will retranslate this, and then my mind will have the purification of, what was never actually true. So in paragraph 16, this is called our Eastertide. And Eastertide is happy because it's resurrection time. He is back. Although crucifixion is not, I don't remember that it is mentioned in A Course in Miracles. It doesn't dwell on this. There is a reason for that, I believe. But nevertheless, what we thought was a sorrow, Christ is crucified, and then world in darkness, oh God, and then resurrection. So this is our Eastertide. What we thought was dark, always, forever, it wasn't. It isn't. So it's our Eastertide, and so you lay the gift of snow-white lilies on the world, replacing witnesses to sin and death. Through your transfiguration is the world redeemed and joyfully released from guilt. Now do we lift our resurrected minds in gladness and in gratitude to Him who has restored our sanity to us. Yeah, we gave away our sick thoughts, got them back sane, pure, retranslated, and we are healed. Last paragraph, 17. And we will hourly remember Him who is salvation and deliverance. As we give thanks, the world unites with us and happily accepts our holy thoughts, which heaven has corrected and made pure. Now has our ministry begun at last, to carry round the world the joyous news that truth has no illusions, and the peace of God through us belongs to everyone. Just a closing reflection on this last information. The peace of God through us belongs to everyone. It doesn't say, and the peace of God belongs to everyone. It says, the peace of God through us belongs to everyone. Why is that? We are one. And that's why it's so crucial to know that whatever I give away, reflection, for example, a politician I don't like pops up on television. It can be so tempting to I assure you that what I do that second, I do to myself. I will never, ever be healed that way. Although it can be like a social code, a social, yeah, you think so, I think the same, and wahaha, and gossip, and opinions. That is the clutter. So maybe A Course in Miracles was channeled and written down just in time for us. Maybe it couldn't have gone through the information 500 years ago or 2,000 years ago to so many. Of course, they were always enlightened and aware souls. But on the mass of people we are now, almost 9 billion, I think, on Earth, and we are in a time with so much information that we know a bit of Freud and Jung and the collective mind and those ideas, even if we are not into it, but we know a bit about it. So it's a lingo that is familiar to so many. And so this knowledge that we are, this information in A Course in Miracles, it can spread fast. So this idea that what I say, what I think, my opinion, or my funny joke about him, and I was good at them, I still am, I do to myself. So one can be aware of what I'm doing, because actually everyone, even the most provocative person that can pop up in the stream and in the flow, news flow, that person is actually me. It's good to remember. God is me too. So the peace of God through us belongs to everyone. It gives us a kind of important role, not a heavy one, but an important one. Thank you very much. Long lesson. Thank you for stopping by, for taking of your time, and see you soon.